Broke is a joke. We produced that a couple years ago as a webisode / TV pilot for cable, which didn't get sold. It's just online now. That got accepted into the Asiana International Film Festival. And Asiana's great. They have an airline company. They fly you in. So it just flew us in, me and the director, got there. So I hit him up, I said, I'm coming to Korea. He's like, oh, it's great, I'm shooting Iris 2, you know, da-da-da. I was like, okay, well. Then call me 2 days later, period. I'm like, oh, something's up. I call him, he's like, I want you to be the main bad guy for Iris 2. So I get there, what happens is Daniel Henney dropped out. Yeah, because he was busy or whatever. So he was supposed to be in it, in the main attraction and whatever like that. So I came in and I was like, oh, I'd love to do it.
I was listening to little portions of your scene. I was like, God, he sounds like some actor in doing this. And I mean, it's not like your regular voice, really.
Right.
So
I had to make up a voice.
I know you did.
No,
you need something a little more
oomph.
But after I thought about it a whole lot, I thought, that's who it is. It was totally Clint Eastwood.
You know what's funny? I just went to an audition. I said, "You sound like Clint Eastwood." I said, "I don't."
Really? Somebody else said that?
Yeah.
So it's not just me.
No, it's
I was
not
like,
just you.
it was totally.
That's funny.
Old Western Clint Eastwood.
Well, it must have been all the Outlaw Josie Wales I was watching when I was a kid with my dad. You know, in Korea, they work with voice a lot. The first few scenes we tried with the voice, and I just wasn't really. I don't know. I need something different. So I don't know how it came up. It just did.
Right. Is he evil through and through?
He is. He's a nice guy, though. Really. Underneath everything. He's just doing his job.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I mean by that. Maybe that's what...
Yeah. It's just his job. That's his job. He was very militant.
Right, because he had that conversation like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And...
this is what I do. This is what we're doing.
And then he did some nice things, like... You know, the girl was riding him like a pony, and he seemed to enjoy that, right?
God, that scene was hilarious. Everything about that scene. I mean, crew was there at 6 o'clock in the morning. They just had worked all night before. We worked all day. Then we get to that scene at 4 o'clock in the morning. Right?
Oh my God.
Right? So everyone's been working. Everyone's just delirious at this point, and they're like, okay, we need to shoot this right now. And so she's gonna, come in there. We never rehearsed anything. Just sit down there. She's gonna jump on your back, and this and that and that. I was like, okay, let's do it. So the first take. She gets on my back. I go, get her off me, back tightens up, right? And then I'm
first take?
Yeah, the first take. And I picked her up and everything. I kind of pulled, I thought I pulled my groin or whatever. And then everyone was like, are you okay? And I was like, just give me 5 minutes. And I was like, okay, well, it's not really that bad. Just give me some cushions. And thankfully, it didn't come back.
To be fair, she wasn't riding your back. She's on your shoulders.
Oh, she's on my shoulders.
Come on.
That's
worse than the back. She's on your shoulders.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't get about Ray is, these are just choices. Why did you have blonde hair?
The blonde hair came up because Mr. Jung Tae-won, the executive producer of Iris 1, Iris 2, and also 71 Into the Fire, which is called Poesoguro in Korean. And that was a huge hit. And John H. Lee and my first film I did called The Cut Runs Deep, I worked with John, and we always thought, well, why don't we do a Caucasian character for you and see if we'll like just for fun, because he wanted to cast me in this military movie called Red Skin. And just dye the eyebrows, dye everything, and see what we come up with and put some contacts in. So we did that for 71 Into the Fire, where I played a sergeant. So we were sitting down having dinner afterwards. And Jung Tae-won goes, it's a good look for you. Get to the project, comes on set, and he's like, I think we need to dye your hair blonde. Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah.
So it's a choice, but it was just...
Yeah. I think I think it was definitely a step in the right direction. It's kind of what the character needed. It's like an edge.
It seems that Korea likes Korean American, and they don't speak Korean.
No, we just, yeah.
Your Korean must suck, right?
It's not very good.
Yeah, see, so here's the thing that I find very, very interesting. Like, I noticed this one scene where you're talking to him in English and he's responding to you in Korean, and then you're responding to him in English. And I'm like, this makes no sense whatsoever, but it seems like Koreans just don't care that there's English mixed in there, right?
They don't care. The choice was made. We were going to give it a go. Let's speak a little Korean and do this. Actually, my Korean padam is not that bad. Padam meaning my pronunciation. It's not that bad. But Jung Tae Won was like, it's not gonna be a comedy.
So I can totally act stupid on camera because I'm just going to cut out my stupidity and then it'll just flow.
Yeah, cut mine out too. Oh, yeah, just, you got my back. It was, man, I lost the question here.